The character from Ostera that is released after Celestia, those characters are kind of heavily dependent on the Torch Point buff and the 6-star buff. Nivelle is the one with the least consequences because his main skill is his 2-hit that inflicts shock. However, the other characters do heavily rely on their skill though. Isla and Kilns both rely on the 6-star buff. Gloria and Ringabel, Gloria will rely on the TP and Ringabel will rely on the 6-star. So if these characters were to release without the full kit like they were in JP, then it will be underwhelming on release. Nivelle. He is the reason why Lightning Team is viable and not bad and usable, but he also does not really make it a meta team either. His main gimmick is that he inflicts shock, and shock is an effect that make lightning do 1 additional hit or shield point. Also work if the enemy is also not weak to lightning, but I recommend you're not doing that because they are not weak to lightning, you're not doing damage. And in that case where you try to break the shield when the enemy is not weak to lightning, you would just rather use someone like Kanadi for doing the job instead. Charge Blast is his main skill. It's his main way of doing damage, and it's also his main way of inflicting shock on the enemy. The potency got buffed from the JP version, and also the turn duration of the shock, so it's very easy to keep shock on the enemy for the entire battle. You will combine that with his 4-hit lightning, which will be 8-hit total if the enemy is shocked, so you alternate between his 2-hit shock and his 4-hit, and alternating, and also break a lot of shield and also inflict debuff and also damage in the process. He also has another 3-hit skill that also inflict lightning resistance down, and chances are you are using Nivelle for a lightning team, you're also bringing Primrose EX for your team, and Primrose has a 4-hit that can inflict lightning resistance down, and a 2-hit AoE that also inflict defense and magic defense down. So if you run Nivelle with Primrose, you can cap out magic defense and also lightning resistance down. So even though the potency got buffed from 15% to 25%, it's only a matter if you use him as like your main debuffer and doesn't have Primrose with you. But yeah, Primrose, you're still gonna fully cap out the 30% anyway. And he also has 3-hit lightning that hit fire. And for all of his skill that hit fire it's not useful on a lightning team because only him hit fire, and if you're bringing a lightning team, chances are the enemy is only weak to lightning. If you're bringing someone that is... you bring a lightning team to an enemy that's only weak to fire, then only Nivelle gets the benefit and the rest of his team will not get the benefit, so... Also, his Torch Point skill when it was released with him in JP was that he grant front row 30% lightning damage up, and it's useful because damage up buff is also a bit rare to obtain. Will be useful to make Lightning Team even stronger, but they're lacking that, so the damage of the Lightning Team would be a bit lacking since Nivelle does not have his TP skill. But it's fine because he still has his main skill that inflicts shock, so... His first passive grants 30% magic up to everyone on your team if there's a shock enemy, which is like the entire battle, so might as well there's no condition. I don't think there's any other lightning unit that can also give passive magic up. Like, Cyrus and Thuris, and actually no one's using Thuris. Cyrus and Primrose, I guess, like, they don't really have passive magic up, so the passive is nice. His second passive is to make specifically to extend shock element by 1 turn. Combining that with the buff skill for Ian is 4 turns. 4 turns of shock every time you use this skill, which does make it extremely easy to keep the things up for the entire battle. And then switch to the 4-hit skill to inflict shield shaving. Like, you're gonna break the enemy shield very quickly with Nivelle on your team. His Torch Point passive would be self 30% lightning damage up and also a magic crit. Both of his missing Torch Point skill does make him like... it does make Lightning Team deal a little bit less damage, but it's not as bad without his Torch Point though, so it's fine. His ultimate got buff. It used to be a 1.5 power multiplier in JP, potency multiplier, and now to just 200% multiplying, which just means that he is doing 3 times more damage with his ult if the enemy is shocked. I don't know if the skill is like 200% potency up for the entire skill, or it's scale like 100% potency up at level 1 and then scale to 200 at level 10. But regardless, go for A1 first before going for Ultimate 10. The Ultimate is strong, but there's not that many ways to give character damage cap currently, I think, and Nivelle does not have any innate damage cap either. So it's very easy to hit like 5 times 100k with this skill, but you need to find a way to give him damage cap to make it like really make him use his ultimate to his full power. Hence why go for A1 first before O10. Nivelle enable Lightning Team. He make them good, not meta. If anything, I still think Sword and Spear comp are still stronger, but he does make Lightning Team useful at least. You don't really need to pull him because he's not a meta must have, but he is still on an SB banner and you can still get past stronger unit like Kanade or Leon or some other character, or Dina even. Although you do not care about Lightning Team, and also the fact that currently in both Ian and JP, Lightning Team are not close to the top even, so it's fine for you to skip Nivelle if you don't want him.